Tonight, we're going to start with a story about government transparency. We hear folks in government talk about transparency all the time, sometimes even patting themselves on the back for following it, and sometimes they do deserve that congratulations. But as I've been looking into the problems of Oregon registering people to vote who were not citizens, transparency seems to be more of a nice word than a guiding principle. And that makes it our big story tonight. First, let me begin by saying that I think Oregon's system of registering voters and conducting elections is amongst the best in the country. Don't believe the doomsday folks who'll try to convince you it's a system full of corruption and ripe for manipulation. It is not. But that doesn't mean that Oregon leaders get a pass when it comes to the principle of transparency, and that's what this report's about. There's more to the story of why the state worked so hard to sift through its voter rolls. The effort eventually turned up more than 1,200 people who were not citizens but had accidentally been registered to vote by the DMV and the Secretary of State. Only 9 actually voted. First, some background to make sure that we're all on the same page. Willamette Week's Nigel Jaquist broke the story back on September 13th that the DMV and the Secretary of State's office mistakenly put more than 300 non-citizens onto the voting rolls since 2021. How did the error happen? The DMV said it was a data entry error with clerks accidentally checking a computer tab that said a person had presented a U.S. passport or birth certificate to get a new license or ID when in fact they had not. They presented a foreign passport or birth certificate. Then comes today's bombshell. The DMV learned they had potential problems as many as 6 weeks before they even told the Secretary of State's office, which runs those elections. What was going on during those 6 weeks? Well, a spokesman writes, DMV spent the few weeks between 8/1 and 9/5 identifying the problem, how it could happen, what changes could prevent it from occurring, and how to review our records at scale. He went on, the systemic review of transactions began on 9/5. DMV communicated with the Secretary of State's office for the first time on this systemic issue on 9/12 when DMV had completed its initial review. I have to tell you, I think there is still a lot more to learn about this story. I have conflicting information on some of the key details. Much of it changed even in the last 90 minutes. So I filed an open records request with DMV to try to get to the bottom of all this. I'll let you know when I get the documents and what they have to say. In the meantime, what do you think? Are you concerned about Oregon's security with automatic voter registration, or do you think that things are going just fine? Is this a bunch about nothing? Let me know, will you? Our email address is there on your screen. It's thestory@kgw.com, or call and leave a voicemail, 503-226-5090. I look forward to hearing from you.